Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about a crucial topic for anyone working in a clinic settings, especially for student attorneys: boundaries and dual relationships. These two concepts are essential for maintaining professional integrity and ensuring that our clients receive the best care. We will define these terms, look at their importance in practice, and give you some practical tips and scenarios to consider as you move forward in your legal training. Let's start with boundaries. Boundaries refer to the clear lines we set in professional relationships that separate the personal from the professional. They ensure that we respect our clients' space, rights, and needs while maintaining our role as objective and impartial legal advocates. As a student attorney, it is important to understand professional boundaries. For example, emotional boundaries, understanding that clients may rely on you, but it is important to maintain professional distance. Time boundaries, managing your availability to client within work hours. And physical boundaries, knowing when personal space and touch should be restricted or controlled. So, why are boundaries important? They protect both the attorney and the client, fostering a relationship between both of you on respect, trust, and ethical practice. In this context, it's very important to understand what are the dual relationships. A dual relationship occurs when an attorney has multiple roles in the client's life. For example, you might represent someone legally, but also share a personal or business relationship outside of that context. In a clinic settings, dual relationship can arise when, for example, the client is a fellow student or colleague, or you share a community or social circle. The key issue with dual relationships is that they can blur the line between professional and personal, which could affect your ability to represent your client effectively and ethically. As a student attorneys, you may face unique challenges related to boundaries and dual relationships. You might have clients who are your peers, neighbors, or even friends. There can be added pressure to blend professional rules due to familiarities. However, maintaining firm boundaries is essential to ensure impartiality in your representation. Avoid conflicts of interest, protect your reputation and career. And of course, if needed, seek for support. Your mentors and supervisors are essential to discuss potential boundaries issues effectively. So let's consider some practical tips. Here are some useful tips to help you maintain healthy boundaries as a student attorney. Establish clear communication from the start. Let your client know the scope of your professional relationship and the limits. Avoid sharing personal information. Keep your discussions centered around your client's case, not your personal life. Document everything. Ensure all client interactions, meetings, and agreements are properly recorded to protect yourself and the client. Know when to refer out. If a personal relationship makes it difficult to stay impartial, refer the client to another attorney. And of course, seek supervision. When in doubt, consult with a supervisor or a mentor about any potential dual relationships or boundary issues. Let's consider some scenarios. As an example, you are a student attorney working at your law school's legal clinic. A classmate you know socially asks you to represent them in a house dispute. You have seen this person at parties and social gatherings, but you don't know them well. So, how should you handle this situation? First, assess whether your social relationship could impair your ability to be objective. Set clear boundaries with your classmate from the beginning. If you feel uncomfortable or think that representing them might affect your judgment, consider referring them to another attorney at the clinic. Now let's consider another scenario. You have been working on a case for several months, and your client is starting to open up about personal struggles outside of the legal issue, like their family and personal relationships, for example. They start texting you after hours for advice, and you begin to feel the boundaries between professional and personal is blurring. How do you handle this? First, acknowledge the client's emotional needs, but explain that your role is to provide legal assistance, not emotional support. You can refer them to a mental health professional if necessary. Set firm boundaries on communication. Avoid responding to after hours messages that aren't related to their case, and gently remind them of the boundaries you established at the beginning. Lastly, let's talk about family members. You are a student attorney and a family member asks you to take on their case. This is a difficult situation because your personal relationship may conflict with your professional duties. So, should you represent them? Generally, representing family members is not recommended. The personal connections can compromise your objectivity, and any adverse decisions could stain the relationship. But likely decline and refer them to another attorney. Well, why is all of this so important? Boundary violations can have serious ethical, legal, and emotional consequences. They can lead to disciplinary actions from your clinic or school. Dual relationships may cause conflict of interest that harm your client's case. Blurred boundaries can lead to burnout or emotional distress for the attorneys. That is why staying professional not only protects your client, but also preserves your future career and mental well being. And here we can see a short example of violation, like when your coworker is also your client and they keep asking questions about their case after work hours. A response here can be something like, "Oh, I value our work together, but we discussed prior that I am not available after work hours. I am hoping you can understand and respect my need for to maintain a healthy balance." So consequences here can be considered as if you have to continue to respond after hours, the boundaries might be blurred. And to keep healthy dual relationship, you need to silence your phone after work hours and remind your client, who is a coworker, about your prior agreed expectations, and if needed, seek support from the supervisor. And in conclusion, boundaries and dual relationships are critical components of your professional life as a student attorney. While it may be tempting to overextend or blur the lines in certain cases, it is important to protect your clients and yourself by maintaining clear and ethical boundaries. And to sum it all up, set clear expectations with your client. Avoid dual relationships when possible. And of course, document and seek supervision when needed. Thank you for your attention, and remember, protecting your boundaries is an essential part of being an effective and ethical attorney. If you need any further information or you have any questions, please contact your clinic social worker, and stay well and never forget to take care of yourself.